Hello, my name is Wasim Ahmad. I'm with Vault 12. Today we're going to talk about inheritance for Web3. Why do we need to care about inheritance in Web3? The main reason is that in the traditional world, inheritance is relatively speaking much easier. You go to the bank or you go to the broker and you say someone has passed on or someone is incapacitated and you get access to those assets. But in the Web3 world, you yourself, as the owner of those assets, are responsible for the security and safekeeping of those assets. If you don't record all details about your assets and communicate them on to the people who are going to be the beneficiaries, then those assets are liable to get lost. Who cares about inheritance for Web3 assets? The first group is very much NFT collectors. People have an emotional attachment to NFTs. They're buying NFTs that they love, often regardless of the value. And these are assets that they fully intend to pass on to other people. The second group is creators. Now, creators have an inventory of NFTs, an inventory of art. They have royalty wallets. Every time an NFT is transferred or sold, a portion of that sale proceeds goes into that wallet. So that's a wallet that needs to be protected for the long term. And then the third category is, of course, crypto enthusiasts who have purchased cryptocurrency and want to make sure that that will get passed on. So what is the essential part of making sure that your Web3 assets can be inherited? It's making sure that you have a bang up-to-date inventory of all of your assets, that all of the mechanisms to access those assets are clear. We've all purchased NFTs and cryptocurrencies on different blockchains and which are stored in different Web3 wallets. It's not like there's going to be one thing that needs to be inherited. There's going to be multiple components. And so these need to be documented and that list needs to be bang up to date. So what are the risks associated with backing up and inheriting assets? One of the main things, as we've described, is the inventory of assets. Well, you actually need to pass that list on. And when you look at what Web3 wallets tell you, what they tell you to do from a security perspective, they say write down the seed phrase, write down your private key, back up your private key and your seed phrase so that you have it. And often you're doing this on paper. And typically with inheritance related things, you're also writing things down on paper and giving them to your lawyers. Well, every time you write stuff down on paper, you might store it in a safe or you might store it in a safe place. But the minute that you hand it over to a law firm, a lawyer, or a set of people, you're exposing that information to other people. And so that is potentially an unacceptable risk because we're talking about, hopefully, a long, long time before anyone's going to need those credentials. The second risk is that many people have used technology like hardware wallets and other types of cold storage device to store their seed phrases and their private keys. This is the access to their Web3 wallets. Just storing assets on a hardware wallet does not mean that everything is set up for inheritance in the future. It means that your assets are secure from the internet and from kind of casual exposure or hacking. But for inheritance, you do actually need to communicate what the assets are and how to access them. And so you're still going to need to back up your hardware wallets and have some kind of solution that will take that information and pass it to your beneficiary.